Yo, I can't get enough of this guy's channel. It's insane. Why do you just like watching this guy eat? And I don't know, Britain's national dish, but it looks like an Indian dish, right? Like butter chicken or something. Because it's got rice. What? Like, just British dish. It has to have beans, right? This doesn't have beans.
What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to be trying out Britain's true national dish. And those aren't my words, those are the words of many others, including the restaurant that I ordered this from. This is chicken tikka masala, y'all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah, that's
this
just
looks
Indian.
mighty fine. I've actually had this twice so far on my trip here. Been about 2 weeks since I've been here. Once at a
so
pub,
close.
once Brick Lane. You know, there's a little curry mile over there. But this one, I'll tell you what, this is looking maybe the best so far. It's got the best visuals.
Yeah,
It's got
Indian
a lot
food
of
is good,
chicken.
but I
What do
hate
you think
spicy
of-
food, by the way.
That seems like an Indian dish. Why is that a British dish? Well,
Spicy food just
hopefully some people can
ruins
explain that
the
better in the comments.
taste,
But
man. It
just
just
like
hurts to
pizza,
eat.
you know what I'm saying? Like pizza originated in Italy, but then the immigrants came over to America. They did some tweaks to it, you know. They fiddled with
Close,
it and
man.
came out with what we know as American pizza. Think about Domino's. Domino's is all across the globe.
Yep.
And when you think of Domino's, what do you think of? America or Italy? I don't know. So
America.
it might be up to who you ask, but all I know is this looks so good. I can't wait to get into it. I also got a few other things to accompany this. First of all, let me show you what I'm working with real quick. Over here we got what I thought, okay, I'll be honest, I don't know anything about
Oh, those are
these,
salty. I like
but
those.
I know that they are called papadons.
Yeah.
Something like that. I
Those
had
are
never heard of
pretty
this
nice,
until
but
I went to
they get
Brick Lane.
old really quickly. If they
And
get
there's a
soggy,
lot
they're
of,
terrible.
Indian restaurants over there.
But when they're
and
crispy, they're
they asked
great.
me if I wanted some. I placed my order, and then they're like, "All right, doing some papadons." I was like, "What is that?" And they said, "Take a look around. See the thing that everyone literally in here is eating, the cracker thing. That's what it is." I was like, "Yeah, give it to me." So that's what this is. These are like really thin crackers.
They're really
made
salty.
out of.
It tastes
They
nice.
could be made out of various things.
They're great.
Not really sure what these specific ones
But
are
they get
made out
old
of. But
like within a
when I
day.
had it, it was like
It's
an appetizer.
actually
They gave
insane.
me some like chutneys and salsa dips. Didn't give it to me today. So, you know, it is what it is. Over here, god dang, that's looking amazing. Right
Hopefully
off the bat, look at
the-
that color, look at that thickness. Look at all the pieces of chicken. That's chunks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we also got basmati. By far, this is the most piece of chicken that I've ever seen in a chicken tikka masala that I've
He's
ever had
eating
in my
a
life.
lot
I eat
right
a lot
here.
of it in Korea, actually. So, really looking forward to that. And over here, we got an order of naan,
Non's nice.
and we got a chapati. I think that's how you call it. I've never actually had this before. It's kind of like a flatbread, which you might think of naan as a flatbread, but naan is leavened, and this is unleavened. So that means this has
Alright.
no yeast in it. And this does. Everything you see here cost me probably a little under 40 bucks, but should be well worth it. And I can't wait to dig in. Let's start with one of these.
Oh man.
Super light. I mean, you could
Yeah.
say
They're
hang
salty
time
and they're
for
great.
this.
Salty. But
Very good. Got a very good flavor to it. If you like chips, or should I say crisps, you'll like these. I mean, you could just eat these on their own. Like I said, when I went to the Indian place, I was dipping it. But you don't even need to. I'm snack on these all day.
yeah, they're great.
I'm actually curious what it would be like to do a little dip and dab with this. Got such a nice flavor. Papadums. We don't have this in Korea as far as I know. I've never seen it before, so I've never heard of it, but it's fire. Mighty fun. Let's try out the curry itself, the sauce. Let me show you the thickness, the richness of this curry. You can see some of that chicken peeking
Chicken.
out already.
Yeah, the chicken looks nice.
All right, this by far is some of the best curry I've ever seen in my life because twofold. One, like I said, all the chicken, but also the thickness of this curry. One thing that irks me sometimes when I get an Indian curry, at least in Korea, The curry is super thin, and it's almost like drinking a soup. You know what I mean?
It depends a lot
and
on
so you definitely gotta
which
load
dish
up
you get.
on
Usually
the naan and
the
the rice,
tikka
which,
masala is
to be
pretty
fair, I do
thick,
like
right?
that, but you almost have to soak it up to make it, you know, so it's not like you're eating a soup. This, I mean, that's just a scoop and eat right there. I'll just scoop this up and eat it right now. By the way, I should mention, the place I ordered this from, this was the #1 most liked thing on the menu. So yeah, I was really debating where I should order it from and all that stuff, but I decided on this one because it's got a 4.4 on Uber Eats, it's got a 4.4 on Google reviews, so, and it's the #1 most liked dish on Uber Eats, going in. Ooh. All right, let me get some chicken in that. Let me do a little spoon test. That's breaking right apart. How to do the Mark Williams head tilt on that one, wow. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I am talking about.
Oh man, the colors are so much better on this monitor. It's ridiculous.
Okay. After the 3rd time I've eaten this, I am drawing some conclusions, but these could be false. I'm gonna need some help in the comments because, like I said, you know, so I grew up in America, never really had Indian food. I had it once as a kid in New York City, don't remember it. Started eating it a lot more when I went to Korea, and it's definitely different over there. I mean, the Korean pizza is wild, for example. It's not really pizza, it's its own thing. And I was thinking maybe the Indian food could be like that as well, but it's really good. This is definitely different from the stuff you get in Korea. That's for damn sure. For one, the amount of chicken and the thickness of it, but also the flavor. Oh, yeah, and the size of the chunks of chicken in there. Definitely different. The flavor, it definitely has more of a, definitely different.
What?
The flavor.
No, come on, man.
Definitely different. The flavor is definitely different.
Oh. Somebody had to have pointed it out, right? Come on, point it out, man. Nobody pointed it out? Alright.
The flavor is, it definitely has more of a creamy, dare I say, almost coconut flavor.
That's decent.
Compared to the stuff you see in Korea. That stuff is more just like tomato based, I would say. More heavy on the tomato, less heavy on the cream, less heavy on the, of any coconut. You'll never find or I've never found a chicken tikka masala in Korea that has any kind of coconut hint to it. A very mildly sweet coconut, creamy flavor to it, which I can't stop eating it. It's just so much, it's so much different than I'm used to. Let me try a little bit of this.
What?
Yep.
Usually you get
I have a feeling
like sauces with this, right?
It's gonna hit. Oh,
Like a couple of different sauces.
you already know. All right, look at this naan. Look at that. Regular naan here, plain.
It's not too
But
greasy.
it does appear that it is a little bit more than plain. In Korea, we always have, and you know, Korea is not, it's not bogus. I mean, like, I would say most Indian restaurants in Korea, the people working there, at least the people in the kitchen, in my experience, are Indian. So they know what they're doing, but they might, you know, tweak the flavors for the Korean palate. And you'll often see cheese naan, you'll see garlic naan, you'll see butter naan,
Yeah.
and you'll see plain naan. This right here is plain, but it definitely looks like a butter naan that you would get in Korea.
Oh, because of the grease?
Definitely has more flavor on its own.
Because it's British. Probably.
I really mess with that. But I could eat naan on its own. I do sometimes. But this right here, we all know this is where it's at. If you've never shoveled something like this down the gullet before, you're really missing out. I could shovel that down all day. It's weird. I may have mentioned this before, but Indian food is one of those things, like I said, I didn't grow up eating it. But it's one of those things that it's not an acquired taste. At least to me. It just goes down. It's just so nice.
Yep. If it's not too spicy, that is. Because
so you might think this is like
roti, spicy food, dude.
Or, I don't know. I've never had this. Think of this as like roti, or, I don't know. I've never had this, so.
Oh!
I should try plain first. Let me really analyze this, because this to me, it's almost reading like a tortilla. Just by the look of it, super flat, round. Chapati.
Yeah, it looks kind of like it as well, so.
Different vibe from the naan. You can definitely tell that it's flatter, and it doesn't have that yeast.
And it also looks less greasy.
But I will say, equally as good of a vessel.
Yeah.
It's on par with the naan. I don't know if I've ever seen this in Korea. It's on par with the naan.
No.
I don't know if I've ever seen this in Korea. I just go straight for the naan.
Yeah, me too.
Come on now. That gives me an idea. I gotta, you already know. Let's do a piece of chicken in there.
What?
This is so damn good. It's different than the one I had a few days ago. The one I had a few days ago was just a big round, kind of tostada type of dealio. I wonder if I would look like an idiot if I was doing this in an actual restaurant. High probability.
You would, yeah. And rice, okay.
It's like a Indian style crunch wrap. Oh man. I think that's the play.
Where does he find all his food?
I think that might be the play right there, and then just get a little more scoop of the sauce right there. Can't go wrong. Well, this curry has zero spiciness to it, and that probably is because it was invented here in the UK.
Yeah, that's what I like, dude. No spice.
You know, I like spicy curries. I did have a vindaloo here, and that was really good too. It wasn't spicy to me. Like, you can get, I'd say the Indian curry in Korea is just spicier.
Yeah.
And I do like that.
Asian food is always so spicy.
I'm sure there's places here that sell a really spicy vindaloo or other curry. Speaking of vindaloo, my mate, Emily P. from Streets of Kingsbury is gonna kill me for not getting vindaloo and korma. He's like, you gotta get them. You know, you gotta get those, but at the end of the day, well, for one, I found this dish in the Airbnb, and I'm like, you know, I just want to use this one dish, and I don't know if I could be juggling all these different curries. And also, I mean, this is the one, man. Chicken tikka masala. I think the legend has it. The legend goes that some chap, actually, there's probably multiple urban legends out there, but one of them that I heard was like some chap was like, I want chicken tikka, right? Chicken tikka is just this marinated kind of skewered chicken, and he thought it wasn't dry. He thought it was too dry, and then they threw it into some masala curry, which masala, I think masala just means like a blend of spices, technically. Could be really anything. But they threw it in there, and then instantly the national dish was born. Mighty fine though, mighty fine. Indian food, restaurants and whatnot, very prolific over here. That's one thing I've noticed so far. A lot of them. And I'm far from an expert, that's one thing I've noticed so far. A lot of them. And I'm far from an expert, I don't really know what's going on, but you don't need to know what's going on, really. If you've never messed with Indian curry, just go to find a spot and just say, hey, give me the recommendation.
This guy just eats the entire thing, man.
That's
like,
what I like.
only the curry with the rice is so much
I went to this
already.
pub the other day. I was real hungry. I was like, yo, they had like 6 or 7 sides on their menu. And I was like, hey man, what do you recommend? And dude said, it's all pub grub, it's all the same. I was like, all right, well, give me the loaded chips, I guess. Potentially the best loaded chips of my life. Which is wild, because he was like, yeah, it's all the same, it's all pub grub. I'm like, what? Well, if the loaded chips are that good, I might have to go back and get everything on the menu.
Nice, man. It looks so nice and no spice. That's insane. Yeah, this has to be insanely good. It just has to be.
We'll be sleeping. All right, let's finish this off before it's too late.
And the naan is still good on its own, especially when it's very greasy. chicken wrap it, yeah.
The best thing about naan, here's a little trick that I like to employ. You always want to save a little bit extra, just in case. Just so you can get every last bit of sauce.
Nice, dude. He ate literally everything. Yeah, that's the Giga Chat.
Man. Fully satisfied. I should mention one more thing. I've been hearing a restaurant been thrown around a lot. Dishoom. Dishoom. Not sure about the pronunciation, but even my buddy back from the States, he recommended it to me. His buddy's buddy recommended it to me. I don't even know the guy. It's popping up everywhere. I tried to get it for this video, but they didn't have chicken tikka masala on the video on the menu. Sorry, so I decided to just go with more of a local spot. But I'm not let down. Dishoom, I'll try to hit it up. Not on video, but just I'll try to go there. There's a long wait for it. But what do y'all think about Dishoom? The locals, y'all recommend it?
I have no clue. Literally no clue.
So yeah, there we go. The true national dish of the UK. I think some stories actually pin this to Scotland, perhaps. Who knows, man? Who really knows? But this is, who cares? It's good. Just come over here and eat it. All right, I'm staying out here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
Thanks for doing the outro for me, bruv.